Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa, also known as the Fitness Plug, and today's video topic is going to be on macros. We are going to talk about a lot of great things, so stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of good info. So the top two scenarios that I'm hearing all the time when it comes to body goals and what we're supposed to eat is the 1800 calorie diet and then the copycat. So when it comes to the 1800 calorie diet, it's not as beneficial to our body goals because it might be hindering our progress. And what I mean by that is we are basically intaking an abundance of foods just to get to a number, but we don't know what kind of foods and we don't know how much of certain types of foods we're supposed to be eating. We're just eating to get to 1800 calories. And then on the flip, then we have the copycat, the person that's gonna do all the same workouts, have the same eating habits, but not getting the same results. So what is it that we can do to make something more personalized for ourselves and for our own body, wellness, and fitness goals? The best answer is macros, short for macronutrients. These are basically what make up the calories, but also are the chemical compounds in the foods that we eat. So there are three chemical compounds. We have carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So what is the vital role that these play in our body? So carbohydrates, which is a form of glucose, is the body's #1 source of energy. Proteins, which are amino acids, help build and maintain lean body muscle. And then fats, fatty acids, help regulate hormones. So now that we know the vital role that these play in our body, what is the role that they play in our health and fitness goals? In order to find out how much of each one that we need to get to that fitness goal, we need to compose a calculation. TDEE, which stands for Total Daily Energy Expenditure. This is the amount of calories we burn every day. How is this calculated? TDEE uses the BMR, the basal metabolic rate, and our activity level to give us the number of calories that we need to maintain our current weight. Also, for those that are interested in the BMR, this is the number of calories that our body needs to perform its life-sustaining functions. So once we get our TDEE, that's when we can start figuring out a little bit more. The best website that I personally use, I recommend it to people that come to work, the people that ask me if it fits your macros. iifym.com, amazing, I love it. Basically a little assessment. It's gonna ask you how sedentary or active your lifestyle is, how old you are, your weight, and your height, and it's just gonna go through and it's gonna give you your TDEE, also known as calories, as well as your macros. But the catch is, and yes, there's a catch because you know nothing's ever gonna be easy on this side, is we have to figure out your macros. Basically, it already configures it for you, so why would we need new macros? And this is the thing. Bear with me. The macros that it provides are going to be semi-accurate. The thing is that everybody has a different lifestyle, they have different goals, and they have different genes. Each and every single person is going to have a different body type. There are 3 different body types, and some people can actually be a combination of 2. We have the ectomorph, we have the mesomorph, and then we have the endomorph. So we're gonna go over the different types of bodies, and from there you can decide which one that you are, and no, I can't help you, but let's go over and we'll talk about which ones are which. That way you can decide which one that you are, and then I'll explain it. Okay, so ectomorphs are naturally skinny. They have a difficult time gaining weight, and this can be muscle or fat, and they have a very high metabolism. Mesomorphs have a natural athletic build. They can gain fat and muscle easily, and they usually have wide shoulders and a very small waist. And lastly is going to be endomorphs. These are usually people that are big boned. They have a problem losing weight. They can gain muscle and fat easily, and they have a larger frame. So now that we know the different body types, now we can actually go over the different macros for every body type. And I'm trying to make sure that all of this is within the picture. I know it might be a little difficult to see. I'm sorry. So the ectomorph, the fairly skinny person that has a little bit of difficulty putting on weight, their macros are going to be 55% carbs, 25% proteins, and 20% of fats. The mesomorph, which is a natural athletic build, their macros are going to be 40% of carbs, 30% of protein, and 30% of fats. And then the endomorph is going to be 25% carbs, 35% protein, and 40% fats. Once we get that number from the calculator, the macro calculator, the TDEE, or that total number of calories, then we can take that number and whichever body type that we are, then we can do the math to figure out how it's personalized to us. So let me get a couple things. I got my calculator, that way you know I'm accurate, because honestly the mental math thing is not happening over here. No thanks. Next, we're gonna go through all this, we're gonna figure it out, that way I can literally show you how easy this is and you can do it on yourself, and that way you'll have a better guideline, be a little bit easier for you to get to those body goals, and that way you can start seeing progress within your own diet. So let's get started. I'm still gonna stick with the 1800 calorie frame. That way that's something that we can go off of. Number 1, per gram of carbs, it's gonna be 4 calories. Per gram of protein is gonna be 4 calories. Per gram of fat is going to be 9 calories. All right, so this is gonna be kind of awkward position, but it's the only way that I can get it to fit in the camera. So we're gonna just dive into this. We already have our TDEE, so that's gonna be the total amount of calories that were calculated based on our assessment. After we get the TDEE, then we need to decide what body type we have, and like I said, I can't help you with this. You know better than I do. Ectomorph is going to be fairly skinny, mesomorph is going to have that athletic build, and endomorph is going to be big boned people. I have my calculator here because there's no way in hell I can do this mentally, just being honest. So we're just going to start off with our 1800 calorie guideline from before. I'm just using this as an example, and I'm just going to calculate this as if I were an ectomorph, a mesomorph, and an endomorph. Fairly easy. I'll show you. We'll start off here. We'll do 1800 calories. We're going to multiply that by 55%. But don't forget our decimal point, so it's going to be 0.55. Calculate this. It's going to give us 990. And we're going to divide this by 4. 4 carbs. 1 gram of carb is 4 calories. So it's going to be 247.5. We're going to go ahead and round up to 248. So for an ectomorph, they're going to have to intake 248 grams of carbs. Okay, so for protein, we're going to do 1800 times 0.25. And I'm going to go ahead and get it ready for fats as well. So 1800 times 0.20. 450 divided by 4 for protein. It's going to be 112.5, round up to 113. 113 grams of protein. And then lastly is going to be 1800 times 0.2. It's going to be 360 divided by 9 for fat. It's going to be 40 grams of fat. So for someone that is an ectomorph, if their TDEE was 1800 calories, this is going to be the guideline that they want to stick to every single day based on their goals. Mesomorph. Go ahead and get the calculations ready. Times 0.40, 1800 times 0.30, and 1800 times 0.30. Also, thumbs up for being a lefty. So let's go ahead and get these calculations. It's going to be 720 divided by 4. It's going to be 180 grams of carbs. Do the protein. It's going to be 540 divided by 4 for the protein. It's going to be 135 grams of protein per day for a mesomorph. 1800 is going to be the same thing. The only difference is that when we're dividing it, we're going to do by 9 because we're doing fats. So divided by 9, we got 60 grams of fat for the mesomorph. Now, we're going to do the endomorph. I'm going to do it like this. Okay, so I'm trying to do my best, which is difficult. So we're going to do 1800 times 0.25. It's going to give us 450. We're going to divide that by 4 for the 4 calories per gram. So 450 divided by 4. It's going to be 112.5. We're going to round up to 113. So 113 grams of carbs for an endomorph. Do 1800 times 0.35. It's going to be 630 divided by 4 for protein. It's going to be 157.5. We're going to go ahead and round up to 158. And then lastly, 1800 times 0.40 is going to be 720 divided by 9. That's going to give us 80. So 80 grams of fats. So this is what it would genuinely look like if you were to do it yourself. So once you find out your TDEE, this number right here will be different, but they will all be the same. And just to make sure, if you want to make sure that this is right, you can add up this number, and this number. 990 plus 450 plus 360, and that will give you 1800 calories, which is what, you know, we're trying to stay within. That is our TDEE, and it'll be the same for all the other ones right here. These numbers right here should equal 1800 calories. This number, and this number should equal 1800 calories. This is the best way, especially like for whatever body goal that you have for yourself. Like I said, whether you're trying to lose weight, gain weight, maintain, you want to stick with something that is personalized to you and to nobody else, because just because something works well for somebody else does not mean that it's going to work well for us. So now when you say that you're doing an 1800 calorie diet, you know exactly how much of each macro that 1800 calorie diet consists of. And this will help you ultimately decide what kinds of foods to eat. So I hope that this was informative. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that it wasn't overly stressful or confusing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any other video recommendations to do, let me know. I'll see you next time.